What's up, friends? Tom Perrone, strongholdtraining.com. Coming to you from my mobile office once again. Hey, if it annoys you watching me drive and talk as much as it annoys me to drive and talk, then go ahead and just put the phone down and listen to me like it's a podcast or something fancy that I don't have. But here's what we're going to talk about today. So, not everyone, actually I would say even the majority of the people that I work with, the companies I work with, and specifically their sales teams grow because they're helping people solve complex problems. They are what we like to term solutions salespeople. That's the old school term for it. They're solutions sales representatives. Even before that, we'd call them trusted advisors. I'm wearing my sunglasses. I can't drive without it, so don't be offended that you're not looking in my eyes. They are trusted advisors. They are solution salespeople. They are handling the complex job of selling something simpler than just a widget, right? The people I'm working with aren't selling lemonade at lemonade stands. So there's a long sales process. Even though sometimes they might have one meeting and sell one of these solutions, a lot of times there's a long sales process here, and we can make a lot of mistakes because it's a long sales process. One of the things we can do is jump the gun, try selling too early. Another thing we might do is not sell soon enough. Like, we build a relationship for a long time, and we're not really sure how to bring them back into the buy window. So it can be complicated. And if you're watching this and you're a salesperson who juggles with this problem every single day, I'd love to help you directly, bring you into the sales optimizer, or start working with me, or just keep listening to these videos. So what we're going to talk about today is what I would call 3 streams of prospecting that are always in motion. Sometimes it helps to just categorize these things a little better so that you can better control the outcomes. So there's always 3 streams flowing in your prospecting process. The first stream is what I would call the relationship stream. The relationship stream. This stream is the first stage of that is going from stranger to acquaintance, right? So you just met somebody, you walked into their office, you handed them a business card, you did the old cold call, or you picked up the phone and you called them, and you just went from stranger to potentially nuisance, right? But you just went from stranger to acquaintance. So acquaintance is, say, the first step in the relationship stream. Then from there, you're going to build familiarity. Hey, the second time you see them, you're not a stranger anymore, right? And then from there, you're going to start to really become more and more acquainted as they get to know you and you get to know them. And eventually you develop what I call intimacy. I mean, I'm not the only one that calls it that, but it's intimacy. You build not necessarily trust, but a familiarity at a level where it's even more personal. You know, if you've seen the same people for a long period of time, that familiarity can just get comfortable enough, and you can just know each other well enough that it's a deeper level of a relationship. It's more intimate. So that's the stream of relationship. From stranger to acquaintance, from acquaintance to familiar. That takes time. You're there a while, and then eventually that familiarity becomes intimacy. Again, there's not necessarily any trust here, but it's just the levels of relationship. Okay, that is stream number 1. That stream is always growing. Stream number 2 is what I call the help stream. You could also call it the bond stream, but we're going to call it the help. Okay, this is the level of help you're bringing. So maybe as you're building your relationship, you're slowly but surely helping them more and more. Help could come in the form of good practical advice. It could come because you have consulted with them and offered them some solutions that they've used. Could come because you educate them. Maybe you bring them webinars, or you're bringing lunch and learns to their office, or You're given helpful content online. That's what I'm attempting to do right here, right now, is to help people. The more help you've given them, the more you've increased your bond with them, and that stream is ever growing, right? So more and more help, more and more bond, that stream is ever growing. The first time you help them, that's great, but if you've helped someone 5, 6, 7 times, it's very, very helpful. So the help stream, okay? You could also call it the value stream, but the reason I don't like to use that term is because I think a lot of times in sales, we think of value as just being what we do. This could just be good advice. This could just be free consulting, right? Believe it or not, very important in building these complex sales, to building your bond and your trust with people. So the value stream, the help stream. Then the last stream is the sales stream, the actual sales stream. That is your sales process and where you're bringing them along in that. The first stage of that is they need to know why you exist, how you exist, or how you do what you do, and what it is you actually do. So they need to understand the why, how, and what of what you do. They also need to understand what your sales process is, how it all works, and they need to understand how they step into your process. Those are the 3 parts of the sales stream at the very beginning. At the very beginning, they need to understand why, how, and what you do, how it all works, what your sales process looks like, and then the first step of getting into your sales process. Then you actually have your sales process, steps 1 through 5 or whatever they are. That stream is ever flowing. But remember, at the beginning, it's not just they jump into your sales process, but they understand something about how it works and why it works and what it's intended to do. So all 3 of these streams are generally moving together as you're building relationships with people. So I want you to see yourself when you're out there meeting people, prospecting, developing relationships, putting out content, all the things you do. I want you to see that all 3 of these streams should be moving. You should be deliberate about moving these streams. It's not bad unless they get massively out of whack, meaning you've only built relationship and you haven't helped anybody, or you've only built relationship and you help people but you've never introduced them to your sales process. They don't necessarily all have to flow perfectly together, but generally you should know where you're at in these stages with people and be trying to move all 3 at the same time. It's okay to show up and build relationship and not sell to people. But as you do that, as the top stream grows, the second stream begins to grow, and that third stream at some point should begin to grow before either of the other streams get too far. So this is the general helpful flow in solution sales. Why solution sales? Because they are complex, they take more time, it's longer oftentimes in how you build relationships with people, and sometimes you can't offer a really expensive, complicated solution that's going to really change their world unless you've moved downstream a little bit with them in all 3 areas. So now your homework is to go back and look at how you're moving these streams. What is your systematic process you've built for doing this? If you don't have a systematic process for doing this, that's what I do for people. I'm happy to work with you in developing a systematic process for moving your streams. If you do have a process, then go back and look at your current pipeline, look at your current prospect list and ask yourself, where are people at in this and what are my next steps for moving them down these streams? Maybe you've moved them down 2, but not the 3rd. And it's a great way to evaluate your overall pipeline is to use this 3 streams process. If I can help you do that, reach out to me anytime. You can email me at success@strongholdtraining.com. You can put in the comment section below, give me a call or message me if you're seeing this on the social media platforms, or just call us 727-550-7100. You can also go to our website and click schedule now and schedule a call with us right there on the homepage. Otherwise, I will see you on the next video.